Alright, welcome everyone back. We are in the semifinals now. I, of course, am your host, Niz. You're watching NizCast, but you're also watching the Semi-Pro Cup Series, aka SCS. And like I said, we're in the semifinals. Our quarterfinal match was a quick one. It was a little bit of a one-sided affair. But we saw no Broodmama take a commanding lead early on, pulled themselves pretty far ahead of Overachievers. Overachievers electing to tap out pretty early in that one.
10 seconds
But that just meant we got to get to the semifinals a little bit sooner. We had no delays.
Seconds remaining.
Like I said, no delays, no nonsense. And, well, we're right into the semifinals. We're going to see no Broodmama on the Dire side. They're going to be going up against Pepe's Love Shack on the Radiant side. And it seems like we're just going to see a bunch of teams that we've seen play before. We've got another semifinal going on, which is Team Alrin going up against Team ASDF. We've, of course, seen Team ASDF a few times on the broadcast. I'm not sure what roster Team Alrin is playing with. I think I've cast a few of their games here or there. He's been on a million different teams that I can think of recently. So not sure what combination of players they're playing with tonight. But either way, we're going to definitely see some familiar faces for the rest of the night. But in terms of this game, we've got an interesting draft already. No Broodmama getting first pick once again. They banned out the Shadow Fiend and the Juggernaut, so switching it up a little bit there. Pepe's Love Shack banning out the Sniper and the Troll, getting rid of those two heroes that everyone thinks is OP. And that means Bat Rider.
5 seconds remaining.
Vengeful Spirit, Lion, Axe, we're all in the pool. No Broodmama says, we're not picking any of those. We're going after the Storm Spirit first pick, which is quite different. Pepe's Love Shack says, you know what, if you're going to leave us Lion and Axe, we're going to pick up both those heroes. And they do just that. Then No Broodmama says, we're going to pick up Io, the Wisp, which is very, very different. I'm not really sure what's going on with this draft coming out from 11, but looks like it's a well thought out draft thus far, as it's definitely thrown me for a loop.
10 seconds remaining.
As we move into the second set of bans, Pepe's Love Shack banned out the Bristleback.
Remaining.
No Broodmama banned out the Witch Doctor, and now we're waiting for their second ban of the phase, 4th overall. And surprisingly, we still have Bat and Venge left in the pool. And I think this is where No Broodmama is stopping to think here. They're saying, you know what? What do we ban? I feel like they're choosing which one of those they want to ban out. Can they really run a Bat Rider? Yeah, they can. It'll kind of alter the lanes quite a bit. I think Venge is a very real possibility for them, but they ban out the Dusa. So, okay.
Team pick.
They're going about a different round of things. As Lion's a hero that likes to move around, likes to create space. Axe, same thing. He's going to get his core going, and he's going to go run around controlling the map, creating space for a really hard carry like a Dusa. So maybe I guess the Dusa was actually probably a better ban than the Venge or the Bat Rider, and we'll see if Pepe's Love Shack elects to go with one of those options. But they fired back with a Slark ban. Now it's Pepe Love Shack's turn to pick. They can go pretty much any which way they want here. I personally would go after the Venge. I love Venge. I think she's a really, really strong support. But there are other options. We've seen, we saw Earthshaker tonight. And although he actually wasn't the one kind of leading the charge on those rotations in the previous game, but we saw his potential, the fact that he can make those rotations. He gives you that long range initiate. He can really disrupt the battle. Now you may elect to go with a little bit more CC. You already have quite a bit of CC with the Lion and the Axe. but something to kind of lock down the Storm Spirit. They're going to go with the Wind Ranger, which is a... I don't want to say a natural Orchid carrier, but a hero that very easily can build into Orchid, and they're probably going to look to pick that up on the Wind Ranger, probably after a Force Staff, unless it is a support Wind Ranger, which could very well be the reality, and, well, I don't know now. But either way, that's they're looking for ways to lock down the Storm Spirit. Ogre Magi is going to be the other support picked up for no Broodmama. Pretty big, tanky support that can get in there. Also gives you a lot of lockdown. And Pepe's Love Shack picks up the Phoenix. I think they really like this hero. I think I recall the last time we cast them, they picked up Phoenix as well.
10 seconds.
I cast so many games in SCS that it kind of all jumbled together, but I'm pretty sure that they picked up Phoenix. If they didn't pick up Phoenix, it was the game that we were watching waiting for our other game to start, which is really, really close. It was a close match. Either way, they played Phoenix. I'm almost sure of it. The question is what position is this Phoenix going to be? Are they going to park it in the off lane, have the Wind Ranger on support? Or are they going to put the Wind Ranger in the off lane, have the Phoenix on support? We'll have to wait and see how they elect to do that. I think I don't want to pick one or the other, because I think Wind Ranger getting the Orchid is going to be very important for them. I don't, of course, don't know what their mid hero is going to be, but I feel like that's going to be more important than any kind of stuff that Phoenix is going to bring to the table with him being in the off lane. I could be completely wrong, but they do have that versatility to change that around, so maybe they haven't exactly committed. I do think Wind Ranger is probably better in the off lane, but I could be wrong on that. No Broodmama picked up, I'm guessing, what is their off laner, and that's going to be a Pudge. So we are going to see some hooks.
5 seconds remaining.
Or at least some thrown hooks. we can't jump to conclusions and assume that they're going to land. But most likely Pudge is going to be played in that off lane. And now this kind of changes things a little bit. I mean, you've got a Wisp and an Ogre. And then you've got a Pudge. So most likely the Pudge in the off lane. But do you put your Wisp in that off lane with your Pudge? And kind of help that Pudge out in the off lane? Do you maybe park the Ogre down there? Which is definitely a little bit different.
Team pick.
I don't know. I think I have a feeling they're going to go after some 2-1-2 setup here. Park someone with the Pudge in that bottom lane. But we see our last two bans go through. Pepe's Love Shack removing the Spectre, and no Broodmama getting rid of the Anti-Fun. It's the Anti-Mage. Now Pepe's Love Shack looks to round out the roster. It is most likely going to be a mid laner. There's one variation that I didn't mention earlier, and that is Phoenix offlane, Wind Ranger mid, and then they could look to pick up another support. I think they're going to have very little scaling with their lineup if they choose to go with that, so that's most likely not what they're going to go with. I think they're going to pick a traditional mid laner here. I mean, there's so many left to speculate what that hero pick could be. We are going to find out in 5 seconds as they're running out of time here. And they're going to go with Phantom Lancer.
Dire team pick.
I mean, that works. So Phoenix offlane, Wind Ranger mid, Lion, Axe, with Axe in the jungle, and then Phantom Lancer. That is greedy. Huh. They could elect to put the Phantom Lancer mid.
Remaining.
That's actually significantly less greedy. Phantom Lancer mid lane. Axe.
Reserve time.
Ooh, this works too.
10 seconds remaining.
Okay. Phantom Lancer mid, Axe off lane,
5 seconds remaining.
Lion Wind Ranger. No, that doesn't work. Phantom Lancer, this is what I was getting excited about. Phantom Lancer in the mid lane, Axe solo safe lane, Lion Wind Ranger Phoenix. Aggro tri lane. That would be pretty scary. But no Broodmama pulling out all the stops here. They're going to pick up a Meepo. So we got a Pudge, we got a Meepo, We got a Phantom Lancer. What is going on with this game? This is ridiculous, these drafts. My goodness. Woo! We're getting set up for a good game. That's for sure. So, I mean, so we got Storm Spirit in mid lane, Meepo safe lane, Pudge off lane.
10 seconds remaining.
I don't know where those supports are going to go. I don't know.
5 seconds remaining.
We may have one in the off lane with the Pudge. We may not. We may have both them up top. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. I'm definitely excited for this one as I accidentally just refreshed my chat. But we're going to have a pause immediately as maybe both teams trying to figure out what the hell's going on here. But that gives us some time. That gives us some time to figure out what's going on here and to introduce the teams and the players. Dota Tom in chat says Dire mid-pull Pudge perhaps. That would work if it was on the Radiant side, right? You can't do that on the Dire, can you? Can you pull this camp to the mid? Oh, I guess you could, right? I've actually never seen that done, but I imagine you could. That would make sense. So yeah, they could be doing that. That's interesting. I didn't think about that. But let's introduce the teams and the players here. As on the Radiant side, we're going to have Pepe's Love Shack playing their Axe is going to be exiled. Playing the Phantom Lancer is going to be defucked. Playing the Lion's going to be Tabo. Playing the Phoenix is going to be Jugs. And down here, playing the Wind Ranger is going to be Sneaks. On the Dire side, we saw them do some work last game. It is no Broodmama playing their Pudge, who's looks like he's going down to the off lane, is going to be 11. We've got Era on the Ogre Magi. Kengan is going to be on the Wisp, aka the IO. Rewrite's going to be on the Storm Spirit. And Brink is going to be on the Meepo. And looks like they're going to completely different lanes than I was expecting. As we're going to see Jugs just get that Observer Ward up in time. Not sure if they saw it. Apparently they did, as they're going to immediately throw down that Sentry Ward and counter that up.
30 seconds to battle.
As for starting items, well, we already saw one set of sentries getting used by no Broodmama. As the Radiant side also has a set of sentry. Tabo holding on to those. No boots first for anyone on the Radiant side. For the Dire, just on the Pudge. But it seems like we're Ring of Protection gaming here on the Radiant, as we've got 3 heroes starting out with those.
The battle
looks like Dire's going to be able to secure the Bounty Rune here. Ooh. We got Jugs jumping in there with the Icarus Dive, trying to pick it off. But Meepo, too quick with the clicks. As he gets that Bounty Rune. And who got it for the Radiant? It's going to be exiled on the Axe. I had him selected. I should have seen the XP. But I'm apparently asleep at the wheel. As he's the one who's going to get the XP for that one. Well, let's figure out what the hell kind of lanes we've got going on here. We've got Phoenix in the off lane. Going up against Storm, Ogre, and Wisp. Okay. The mid lane, we've got Wind Ranger going up against Meepo. And in the bottom lane, that leaves Pudge going up against Lion, Phantom Lancer, and then we've got Axe in the jungle. So a little bit different lanes than we were kind of, or at least I was expecting. But this one's shaping up to be a good one. It'll be interesting to see what 11's able to do in this bottom lane. It doesn't look like he's getting zoned out too hard. Could be a little bit difficult for a Lion to really zone a Pudge, as he could very quickly find himself in a bad position, especially when Pudge has the boots advantage. We only have 290 move speed on the line, 335 on the Pudge. So if he gets on top of you, especially once he's got Rot taken away, you're going to be taking a lot of damage. You're not going to be able to get away from him. To add on to that, you've got a Phantom Lancer who can't really help you all that much. So you could quickly find yourself in trouble. Tabo maybe living life on the edge there with a little bit of harass, but he knows what he's doing. He's a very talented player. As well, all the players in this game are. See Jugs doing a little bit of pulling from the side. And Era coming in trying to prevent that from happening. But now Jugs finding himself getting body blocked and have to use the Icarus dive to get on out of there. Brink already's got his clones going, and he's going to use that to run up and bottle up the top rune, which is a bounty, which he's then going to just poof right back to the mid lane. I feel like bottom lane is going to be the lane that we're going to see some action. So I don't want to take my eyes away from it for too long. But Dire Side's going to be able to secure both runes. As Kengan made he was up at the top rune looking to secure that, and he did. And now he's going bottom to help out 11, who we see a little bit of action coming out. We're going to see a hook coming out onto Tabo. And he throws out the Earth Spike, but he's going to go down. Brink even coming down with the haste rune and using the poof to actually secure the kill and get that first blood. Interesting that he elected to actually poof down there and miss some XP in the mid lane, considering that the lane was pushing towards his tower. So valuing that first blood a little bit more so than the XP and a little bit of gold he would have got from the mid lane. It's the top lane Jugs once again getting forced out of position, but well, how out of position can you be when you've got Icarus dive? It's like the get out of jail free card for offlaners, as we see a nice shackle shot flying through, catching up both Meepos. Exiled making a rotation around. We are going to see Brink lose a decent amount of HP, but I mean, he's a Meepo. He can just send the one back and poof it right back to lane. That's not going to push him out of lane. We're going to see an Earth Spike come out onto 11 here, and he's in trouble. Nice body blocks coming out from Defuct, as 11's going to get hexed up, and he's going to go down. The Phantom Lancer getting the last hit there. So 1-1. See a rotation coming around from Era as he was trying to wrap in behind the Phoenix, but now sneaks. I thought he was, thought he knew what this Ogre Magi was planning, but apparently not. Now Era's going to chase after the Phoenix here, who does have Icarus dive available to him. He needs to be careful he doesn't go into those trees and get caught with the creeps trapping him in there. And he does a good job of that as he just backs away, thinks better of it. If maybe Jugs wasn't aware of the possibility and back straight in the lane, there was a potential for a kill there. Although we did have quite a bit of HP, it would have been close. Well, we've got a little bit more even farm this game than we had last game. Is our two safe laners, 26 and 12 on the Phantom Lancer, 23 and 8 on the Storm Spears. I miss a kill in the bottom lane on that Phantom Lancer. Is 11 now. He's going to try and run back to the comfort of his own tower, as he's going to be getting chased down by Exiled, who does manage to land that taunt, with 11 getting healed up by Kengan here. He's going to be able to play on the aggressive there. They are going to get the kill onto Exiled and the deny. Now Kengan's going to be on the aggressive as he tethers to a creep, and that's going to allow him to get the last hit onto that Lion. So they get the double in the off lane. And now we're going to see a little bit of space created as a result of all that for the Phantom Lancer, but Jugs getting a solo kill up in the top lane, killing that safe lane farming Storm Spirit. And now he's not satisfied with one. He's going after two, as he's doing a lot of harass damage onto Era here, who does have a Fire Blast available to him. He will throw that out, but it doesn't really do that much damage in the end. And on top of that, we have a TP coming in from Tabo, as he's going to look to protect his Phoenix, and he does just that. Jugs will now make his way back to the fountain to regen up a little bit. Tabo will take the opportunity to just kind of sit up here and soak a little bit of XP, having just used his TP. 11 used his TP to come down here and defend his bottom tier 1 tower, and now he's in pursuit of Defuct, who is in all kinds of trouble. We are going to see a TP coming in from the Phoenix, but Jugs is a little bit too late to the party, as 11's already managed to get that kill. 11 then hooks Kengan, and with Sneaks rotating on in, they get a double there, and the double actually goes to Sneaks. So we're seeing a lot of action, a lot of heroes moving around on the map thus far. And this is some pretty good Dota that we're seeing so far. Despite how greedy some of these drafts may be. But like I said, it's making for some pretty good Dota. Well, what's going on with this Meepo? He's been farming pretty well. He's only 6 CS behind Sneaks. Sneaks has been kind of moving around though, as he's 2-0-0. He did get that double kill. But you know what? Brinks was moving around too, right? As he made that rotation down to the bottom lane with the haste. It wasn't really necessary for him to be there for that first blood, but it did get him the first blood. So he's been moving around as well. Exile's kind of been all over the place on this axe. And he's not done as he's going to be running bottom, where they're going to look to maybe set something up on 11 here, just kind of throwing out the lance to put a little harass damage into him and let him take a little bit of damage. And now we're going to see Era making a rotation down into the jungle, where Exiled will spot that up and now throw out the Battle Hunger. It is a rank 2 Battle Hunger, and he's going to go after Era. Era getting taunted up there, but like I said, it's a rank 2 Battle Hunger. That means only rank 1 on the taunt. And we're going to see Era go down. Sneaks coming basically out of nowhere with the power shot. The power shoots as he's going to secure that kill, and he's now at 3-0.
Every coin helps.
Meepo not really sitting in the mid lane anymore. He's been farming up the jungle, and that's kind of giving Sneaks a little bit of space. But it's kind of a trade-off between the two, as it's essentially free farming Meepo and a free farming Wind Ranger. We got well, I thought we had more action in the bottom lane, but we don't. It's sometimes looks like that on the mini map when we've got a million billion Phantom Lancer illusions appearing. Era now trying to make a rotation around as well, making his way to the top lane to just kind of force Jugs back, who's off to a pretty damn good start, as he's got his Tranquils and an Urn finished. And he's already basically level 8. He just needs about 2 or 3 more creeps before he's going to level up there. And when you consider this mid Wind Ranger, he's managed to get 3 kills as only level 8. That speaks volumes to how well this off-lane Phoenix has been doing. 11, just sitting at, well, level 7. But he's been putting a lot of pressure onto this Phantom Lancer. They've only managed to get him twice, but 2 kills in 9 minutes on the safe laner is pretty damn good. So I think they'll be more than happy with that. He did manage to be a part of 3 kills, so they're not going to be happy with that aspect of it. But they did do a decent amount to at least kind of hinder his farm. And unfortunately, they weren't able to secure the farm for their Storm to create an advantage there, as both safe laners are pretty much locked even, as Phantom Lancer is just finding himself 2 last hits. Now it's just 1. Now it's actually even. Now it's 1. Now it's 2. Who knows? We can't look at it in real time. We're just going to say it's 2. It's actually 3 right now, but he's found himself a little bit ahead in terms of CF, but that's pretty much negligible. And they're actually even in denies as well, both locked at 13 there. Let me see. A rune not claimed from the 10-minute spawn, which is an invis, just kind of sitting there. It's been sitting there for 40 seconds. That's a little unusual to see. As, well, Kengan's got a bottle. Maybe he'll make that rotation trying to pick it up. It would actually be fantastic if 11 could get it as well, try to set something up. But we are going to see Tabo finally make a rotation, pick that up. 51 seconds after the spawn, and now he's going to try to come bottom with it. There aren't any sentries or any kind of detection down here to catch him out. But he may actually just sit there and say, you know what, guys, I've got an invis. We could set something up here, but if you don't want to, I'm perfectly fine with just soaking the XP. But they are going to set something up, as they're going to throw a lance onto 11. But it could just be harass damage. They're going to wait until the next lance is up before they go. And now look for Tabo to set something up here. Maybe waiting for 11 to come a little bit further away from the tower. Oh, they're actually not going to have that opportunity, as Kengan is going to relocate 11 into the mid lane, where they're going to get a kill onto Sneaks. Nice setup there, using the ensnare, followed up by the Devour, I believe it's called. Dismember. Close enough. Dismember coming out from the Pudge, as he's going to eat him up. And that's going to be the first relocate that we see of the game, but also successful relocate. So unfortunately, Tabo not able to use that invis to get a kill. Instead, they lose a hero on the map. And now Tabo says, well, you know what? You guys getting kills? I'm going to TP to the top lane. He says, no what? Actually, I'm just going to cancel it. As Jugs made his way away from the top lane. So Tabo choosing to cancel it. They didn't really see a kill potential. And now Sneaks on the respawn will TP to the bottom lane. And they're going to look to set something up onto 11. He throws out a hook, but he does just catch an illusion. Ooh, Earthspike comes out from Tabo, a little short. Now Rewrite TP's down, and he'll pull Sneaks, and then Era TP's as well. Gets the Fire Blast off, stunning up the Wind Ranger, and that's going to be a dead Wind Ranger. There goes her streak. But Rewrite's not done. He's continually jumping forward, but he's just finding illusions. Tabo will be the one that they will find. Kengan's the one who's actually going to get the kill there. And it takes 4 heroes rotating down for no Broodmother, but they do get 2 kills by doing so. And you know what? It's not like they're missing any XP on the map. They had a meepo, 2 meepos in the mid lane actually, and they had 1 up in the top lane. So they were farming those other lanes, and that 4-man rotation really working out for them. They're going to look to put a lot of pressure on the map going forward. They've got meepos that can pretty much be everywhere. They've got 11 on this Pudge, his role is to basically be everywhere on the map, putting pressure, always striking the fear in his enemies with the threat of a hook. But we are going to have an egg coming out here from Jugs, and oh, he is going to go down before it expires. And now Kengan and Arrow will get shackled together. Kengan's going to go down almost immediately. Now Arrow will go down, but not before getting off a Fire Blast onto Sneaks. Not really going to do much damage. It wasn't a multicast or anything like that, but Snare catching pretty much everything on the map inside of that. And we are going to see Sneaks go down. As a result, that was a 2-for-2 trade. So basically even, but you have to keep in mind that Pepe's Love Shack did lose their mid laner, and no Broodmother just lost their 2 not off laners, 2 supports. So maybe a slight advantage there for no Broodmama getting a kill on the core. 11 already has a 4-staff on this offlane Pudge. My goodness, 24 CS, 2, 3, and 4 record. He's off to a great start. He'll look to make his way to the top lane. Unfortunately, if he does find a hero, it is going to be Jugs, who can always Icarus dive away. However, they do have the possibility of dealing a bunch of damage to him. Oh, the hook's a little off the mark. I think he could have thrown that a little bit earlier. But the range was actually pretty close.
Top tower is under attack.
But now they're going to be on the run. As Sneak's going to 4-staff himself forward, getting a nice shackle shot off onto 11. That's going to secure the kill onto him. Kengan, with the battle hunger, will go down as well. And they'll try to get a little harass damage onto Rewrite. I don't think they have the possibility of killing him. Ball Lightning too strong, as he's just going to jump away. Meantime, we had Brink putting a little pressure on the bottom tier 1 tower, but Defuct just rotating out of the jungle where he was farming this easy camp to come and force that meepo away. We switch over to the net worth here and just get an idea of the farm levels of everyone in the game. As well, meepo way out in front right now at 1100, and I mean that's what he does. He gets XP and he gets farm really, really quickly, but he also plateaus pretty quickly as well. But we're a long ways from that meepo plateauing. He's just off to a good start thus far, and Rewrite's off to a pretty good start as well, as he's going to get his 3rd kill of the match, as he picks off the safe lane Phantom Lancer, and that's a huge pickup for them. And that actually catapults Storm up to 2nd in net worth as well. So Broodmama with the top 2 net worths in the game, but the next 4 all belong to Pepe's Love Shack. But then you've got a Lion really, really struggling way out the bottom. Just 700, and I'm actually rounding up for that one. 700 net worth for Tabo. He's finding himself quite a bit behind here, but he is kind of what I and my friends like to refer to as position 6. He's not position 5, he's position 6. He's that far behind. Oh, exiled with the blink taunt. Off the mark, not able to catch Rewrite. Jugs will get caught up by Rewrite's pull. Now they're going to look to chase down Tabo. And with the ball lightning, it looks like they will indeed get him. He does have the opportunity to maybe turn around and throw it, Earth Spike. He does throw it out, gets 2, but doesn't get Kengan. And 11 actually is the one who gets the kill there with the rod. But in the meantime, we had Defuct getting a kill onto Era. Now he's going to look to get another onto Kengan. He won't. Shackle Shot somehow not latching there. Now Defuct will get dismembered by 11. That's going to secure them that kill. Exiled getting a nice taunt off that time, but he will go down. He does get the Battle Hunger off onto Brink, which will get finished off by a power shot from Sneaks. Now Sneaks with another nice Shackle Shot landing on 2. He's going to try to run away from 11, who will throw the hook, but it is off the mark. Sneaks dodging a little bit there to avoid that one. And now Rewrite and 11, realizing their situation's not looking good, they both will try to TP away. Jugs will get the kill onto 11. No one will get the kill onto Rewrite as he got out of there, and well, we lost Kengan as well. So maybe no Broodmama going a little bit deep for that kill on the Wind Ranger, definitely costing them 2 heroes in the end, and still not getting that kill. So everything up to that point, everything up to the tower dive was okay, but everything after that was maybe a little bit too deep. But they are ahead 15-14, so they are still in a good spot. And we'll actually bring up the net worth. As we can see, they're about a 3,000 gold lead ahead. It could have been almost 4K, but that last little overextension costing him a little bit as a switch over to the XP graph. As never mind, I'm going to switch away. As Rewrite tried to jump in, get a pull off. As the relocate was also coming in from Kengan and 11.
Dire's bottom
11 even threw the hook, but wasn't able to find a target. Now he's going to throw another. He will catch Sneaks, who will just force staff himself down to low ground. 11 actually using the Dismember, but canceling it immediately. We're going to have him get parachuted by Sneaks, and it's actually Jugs that's going to get the kill with that Phoenix Egg.
Radiant's top tower
it should be Supernova. I was thinking it was going to be called Rebirth or something like that.
Fortified.
I don't know any ability names. I'm terrible for stuff like that. But we are going to see Rewrite ball lightning all over the place to try and dodge as much damage as he can. He will get hit with a shackle shot, or sorry, not with a power shot. 11 buying back for this, will TP on in. That'll get them the kill onto Exile. Now they're going to look for another. Brink somehow at the very edge of the range, landing an ensnare off onto Sneaks. And they're going to keep trying to chase there. We've got another fight going on as well as Rewrite getting a kill. And now he's actually going to get another onto Phantom Lancer, as we see Sneaks eventually going down. Brink managing to land those ensnares to secure that.
Radiant's middle tower is under
But in the end, 4 go down for Pepe's Love Shack. And we did have 1 go down, that was the Pudge for no Broodmama, which did also take a buyback for them to get those 4 kills. But it put them in a good position and definitely a nice gold swing in their favor. And now they'll even get a tier 1 tower in the mid lane on the back of it as well.
Middle tower has fallen.
Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, we've got 2 heroes farming on up.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
As Rewrite and Kengan just kind of
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
putting some pressure on this bottom lane and forcing out a little bit of rotation. A rotation that they don't actually know has happened, as they just see Jugs down here, but Tabo and Exile both hiding behind the trees. As Exile's going to blink in, get the taunt off to Rewrite. This is a beautiful setup of a gank, and they're going to... Oh, they missed the dunk, but it's not going to matter. They get the kill off onto Rewrite, and Kengan tries to relocate him away, but unfortunately doesn't happen, and that means Kengan, when he comes back, he's pretty much going to be dead. Tabo looking to land the Earth Spike in time, but canceled it, and then Kengan actually comes back. And he's able to kind of run away, but only so far as Exile's there with the blink taunt. So they get 2 nice little ganks set up with their hiding the 2 heroes behind or below that tier 1 tower, baiting the Storm Spirit in, and then they manage to lock them down with the axe taunt. Great play there coming out from Pepe's Love Shack. Sneaks now continuing to farm in the top lane. 11 trying to set something up. Doesn't really have an angle for a hook. He realized something was up as Sneaks force-staffs himself back. Rewrite was also there as well, but not able to grab that Wind Ranger. They're also making a rotation around. He will get this Observer Ward up onto the pillar. which will give them a lot of vision to set up any kind of hook with the Pudge. Speaking of the Pudge, we have a Blink Dagger just getting picked up by him. And ooh, now he's going to find an invisibility room. He's going to ping it out. He may not actually pick it up himself. He may just be pinging it for maybe the Meepo to come and pick up. Or even the Storm. Yeah, it's going to be the Storm. Well, it looks like we may have our first little lull in the action, so I'm going to quickly bring up the items and give us an idea of who's got what. But 11 says, you know what, I'm going to blink forward, throw out a hook, and that completely gives away this Observer Ward, which was already getting sentried and countered anyways. So, give me 1 second.
Whoa, what'd I miss? Over here now.
About that, we're back.
Dire's top tower is
Hopefully you
under
guys got a
attack.
chance to look at the, at least the items. I think we didn't really miss
Roshan
anything
has
on the
fallen
screen.
to
But
the
we do
dire.
have Roche getting claimed by the Dire side. Brink's going to be the one with the Aegis there. As, well, he pretty much soloed it himself on the Meepo. But I'm actually going to bring up the items just for 1 second, as I didn't get to see what they were. So we've got a Blink and a Force Staff coming out for Exiled, although Force Staff not quite finished, but it should be on its way.
Radiant's
We got
bottom tower is under
Diffusal
attack.
and a Yasha for the Phantom Lancer. Tabo, once again, really struggling on that line. Hasn't really made much progression at all. Jugs, electing to go with the first item in the Midas after his Urn and his Tranquils, but has since picked up a Blink Dagger as well.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
We have Sneaks with a Force Staff and also an Ogre Club and a Mithril
Dire's
Hammer. So it
middle
looks like he's
tower is under attack.
opting to go with an early BKB. As we move on to the Dire side, we've got 11 with that Blink and the Force Staff on the Pudge as he's looking to set
Dire's
something up in the top
tower
lane.
is
As
under
Exile
attack.
has just Blink taunted the creep wave, and 11's going to blink in and use his Dismember, followed up by a Relocate. That's going to be one dead axe. Nice little prediction there from 11 to realize that Exile was probably going to push up past the tower and try to help his creeps push the lane a little bit faster. But oh, nice hook there from 11, managing to catch Defuct and pull him back, who used that ability to jump away. But we've got more heroes from the Dire coming in from behind as Brink manages to get one kill. Looks like he's going to get another. Sneaks is getting quite low. Tabo's going to go down as well. We're going to see the Supernova come out from Jugs, but he's just going to get right-clicked down because there's a billion heroes there. And, well, you have to keep in mind, Supernova just requires a flat number of hits. It's not a damage amount, and Meepo is one hit
Radiant's
for each
middle tower
Meepo.
is
So
under
Supernova is pretty much not going to do much for you if Brink's able to just right-click you down with all the Meepos. As we see, it effectively was a 4-man wipe, but it was almost a 5-man wipe as they had just picked off the axe in the top lane as well.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Now they're going to deal a lot of damage to this tier 2 tower. And they may actually be able to get it, as we've got still 15 seconds before either Wind Ranger or Phoenix are going to be back up.
Radiant's
And, yeah,
middle
it's going to
tower
go down.
has fallen.
As for our Meepo, we've got Blink, Boots of Travel, Eggs on him, and still has that Aegis, so not even using that in that fight. We've got our Storm Spirit with a Bloodstone and an Oblivion Staff, so electing to go with the Bloodstone first. As we're going to see that Blink Dagger getting used once again by 11 onto Defuct. We are going to have a TP on in, but it's going to get cancelled now. Ooh, 11 Force Staffing himself forward, throwing out the hook. It was heading in the right direction. It was on the right trajectory, but just a little bit too short to catch
Radiant's
Jugs.
bottom tower has fallen.
Rewrite actually finishing that Orchid, flying in another Oblivion Staff in the recipe. Now we're going to see Brinks jumping right onto Tabo as he's going to go down once again. He will get the finger off, and that means 11's going to go down to Exile. And now they're going to back away. They're not going to Fountain Dive. As, oh, Brink was so close to getting on out of there. He dies, and he'll respawn with the Aegis, but Exile's there with the Blink Taunt to keep them all in place. But Rewrite will jump in, pull the axe, and allow his team to get the kill there. Now they're going to go for Sneaks, but they have lost Brink in the process, who has bought back and will immediately jump back down to this bottom lane. So good use of buyback coming out from No Broodmama this game, as they're going to use their second buyback of the game to
is under
to allow
attack.
them to get a tier 3 tower. They won't get racks, they will back away here. And Pepe's Love Shack will look to punish them for it. Oh, Shackle not landing. Not sure how. I don't think I'll ever understand Shackle Shot. I know exactly how it works, but I don't understand how that didn't latch. But either way, it doesn't latch. And well, we're gonna have a relocate here. It's gonna deliver some heroes to the bottom lane, and we're gonna see Tabo going down once again. Rewrite, ball lightning in, jumping on in, not letting Tabo have any space whatsoever. Broodmama really wants this bottom set of racks, as they're going to get another kill here on the Phantom Lantern. Exile's going to blink in, getting a taunt off on 4. Throws out the axe, but not able to chop off Era's head, but he will take out from the Battle Hunger as we lose Exiled as well, but he'll buy right back into the game and really trying to hold on to these bottom racks, and rightfully so.
Radiant's bottom barracks are
But
under
they eventually
attack.
will go down as we see the melee falling right now.
Radiant's
We're
bottom
going to see
barracks
Jugs
has
with the
fallen.
Sunray, channeling that, dealing a bunch of damage to all these heroes. But Rewrite once again jumping on in, getting a kill onto Jugs. 11 jumping in as well, getting the Dismember off onto Sneaks, and with a few little right clicks, they'll be able to get the kill there. Now Tabo once again not finding that space as Rewrite's on top of him, getting the kill there. Now they look to try and get a kill into Exiled, but Sneaks is bought back as well, and now it's Broodmama on the run. Never mind, they're going to turn around. And now 11's on top of Sneaks, trying to get some damage in, but he's going to go down before he's able to. Rewrite comes back down, joins the party. He's going to clean up with the double, but now Defuct has respawned. This is ridiculous. This fight feels like it's never going to end, but it has, as both heroes for the Dire have TP'd away. So we had a lot of buybacks. A lot of buybacks. I missed the fight recap, but it wasn't really going to be all-encompassing anyways, because the fight lasted way too long. But yeah, we had a lot of buybacks. We did lose. I mean, it started with a tier 2 push, I think. Then we lost the tier 3. Then we lost the melee racks. But lots of buybacks getting used. And we can actually bring up the buyback status to see which buybacks were used. So we had 2 buybacks getting used by Broodmama. That was the Meepo and the Wisp.
Zip zap.
As for the Radiant side, we had 3. Or sorry, just 2 actually, sorry. Getting used.
I'm over here.
As it was the Wind Ranger and the Axe buying back. It felt like they used way more, but it was actually just 2 for 2. Incredible. Great game of Dota we're seeing so far. This has really been a good one. And I'm going to bring up the gold graph to see where we stand after all that. And it's a 15k gold lead for no Broodmama. It took them a lot to get that racks, but you also have to count that as well, as this bottom melee racks is definitely worth
Dire's middle
more
tower
than
is
a
under
certain
attack.
amount of gold. That's a great game of Dota we've seen thus far. Rewrite's going to jump on in, trying to grab the fuck there.
Pudding pop.
Pepe's Love Shack actually hesitating a little bit. They had the heroes, they had the numbers to get the kill onto that storm, but electing not to
Dire's
jump,
middle
electing not to
tower
go
has
for
been
it, maybe
denied.
thinking that there was more Dire heroes behind than there was. And as a result, they kind of missed an opportunity there to go on Rewrite. But when you look at how this game's been going thus far, it has seemed like Broodmama's kind of been all over the place, and we kind of expect them to be in behind. We're going to see Tabo go down once again to start off the fight. Rewrite now gets a kill into Jugs, and that's going to be
Radiant's
this
top
tier 2
tower is
tower
under
going down.
attack.
Question is, will they be able to push high ground? We're going to see a bunch of ensnares fly out, not going to
Radiant's
catch any
top tower has
targets.
fallen.
Era's going to come in and join them up. They are gathered as 5 now. And they'll look to push into the high ground. 11 says, well, I don't even have to walk up the high ground. I'll just blink up, throw it a hook. It will be off the mark. Now Exiled's going to jump in with the taunt. We're going to have a buyback from Jugs. Exiled's going to get now dismembered. He's going to be the first one to lose in this fight. As now Jugs getting sheeped up. 11 4 staffing himself in. They get the kill there. Good game, well played will come out from Defuct. As we're going to see Sneaks, man fighting 11. He will get the kill onto 11, and then he'll run away. But this one's already over as GG has been called. And we are going to see Broodmama advancing to the finals as they have knocked off Pepe's Love Shack. We'll take a quick look and see who they will be playing as I imagine that game has already been finished. It will be Team ASDF that they'll go up against. So definitely stick around for that one, as that one should be coming up shortly. As well, we've actually had 2 pretty short games thus far. That was a pretty damn entertaining game of Dota, though. Even if it was just a 31.5-minute game, there was a lot of action, a lot of interesting picks. We had Pudge, we had Meepo, we had even Wisp, we had, Phoenix, Axe, Phantom. We had a lot of these heroes that are just really fun to watch. So that made for some pretty good Dota, and some pretty good players made for some pretty good Dota as well. But like I said, no Broodmama. They win and they advance to the finals, where they'll be going up against Team ASDF. We're going to be casting that game in just a second, so hopefully you'll stick with us. But in the meantime, make sure you hit all those follow buttons, twitch.tv/NizCast, where I stream live, SCS, every Thursdays and Sundays. You can also follow me on Twitter @NizCast, where I tweet about everything I'm doing with the stream and what I'm casting. And you can also subscribe on YouTube, where I upload all the VODs from all my casts. So if maybe you're a player just tuning in to hear my recap at the end, or maybe you're a friend of the player and you want to pass it on to someone else, that's where you'll be able to find the VODs. They'll be up by sometime tomorrow morning. Not an exact science with the time, but they will be up tomorrow morning. But like I said, we've got another game to cast, which means I have to get into that lobby. Don't want to miss it. So I'm going to throw it to some music, and hopefully you'll stick with us. Thanks for watching.